What is up, everybody? How's it going, guys? It's your boy Deuces. I'm back. Thank you, guys. I'm back with another harsh reality reaction. He actually named his video Idaho 911 call firsthand account of that call. Guys, it was said that we know about the four college students actually lost their lives in Moscow, Idaho. Um, the person who drove the girls home and the guy home was actually private driver, now they say. But the neighborhood was well known for drugs. So the taxi driver, they said that it was because he's picked up people from that part of Moscow, Idaho, and he's witnessed it for himself. The taxi driver said, the private driver. So this whole case is wishy-wash, guys. How are we supposed to believe that there's four people in a home, they're brutally stabbed, two survivors in the basement, and no one heard a thing? No one has a murder weapon. No one has nothing on the killer. It's been almost 3 weeks now. We haven't caught him, guys. Anyways, guys, but first, love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like, subscribe, channel, it's highly appreciated. Without further ado, guys, let's jump right into the video.
May find disturbing. And secondly, this is an account that was sent to me. Now, I haven't had chance to find out whether this guy would like to be credited for sending me this information. But if he does, then I will pin his details in the pinned comment on the video once I've confirmed that. But this is an account from what is supposed to be two people who were at the property when the 911 call was made. Now, some people are likely to have seen this, some people will not have. But it's important to understand that we don't know whether the account that they state is true, but it seems that this was in defense of some comments that were made about the surviving people who were in the property. I feel that they are attacked on another social media platform, and these people felt the need to jump in and defend them. So without further ado, we'll get into the meat and potatoes, and we'll go to it. But I just thought, before I do that, check this out. So we've got dog cam. That's dog cam. How cool is that? So through the video, if he does anything, we can pretty much double check and make sure that he's okay, can't we, dog? I think he actually knows he's on camera. I think he does actually know, staring at it. Look.
And another thing, guys, about this whole case is in Moscow, Idaho, about the four college students brutally stabbed and the two survivors down on the first floor. Was the doors locked on the first floor? Because I do believe there's a numeric code and then there's a door that actually locks that actually leads right into the kitchen. Which, if you take an immediate right, would be the bedroom where the girl and the guy got brutally stabbed, and then upstairs on the third floor is where the two best friends got stabbed. So it begs a lot of questions here. I mean, there's so many ways you could actually go to this house as well. If you look on Google Earth, guys, there's probably 4 to 5 different ways you could actually walk up to this home and access this home. And there is a wooded community behind this home. So it makes you wonder, these girls outside in the summertime, have they actually having bathing suits on, doing TikTok videos? Was someone watching them then? We know that she was trying to sell her car on Craigslist. There's actually Craigslist killers out there, the guys that preys on Craigslist. Just like YouTubers. There's YouTubers that actually made videos just to start their way of being a serial killer. And they went forward with that and killed, but they started channels first. There's all kinds of stuff out there like that, guys. We just got to find out who did what, and we need to find the knife. I mean, does the killer still have the knife? The shoe print. The detective said there was a shoe print with blood. Was that an accident for him to say? It kind of seems like it because we have nothing right now. But they go on to say they're going to reconstruct a 3D image of blood splatter and everything else, and they could tell which ones was stabbed first, how much force it was, and everything else. It's crazy what they could do. But our FBI, I got 100% faith in our police, our FBI. and whoever else may come in on this case. It will be solved, I do believe. But then again, look at all the other cases that's cold cases that's never been solved from 40 years ago. It is what it is, guys. I mean, we just gotta keep up cameras in our homes and door sensors and everything else to protect our families. Even though you could turn a camera off, guys. I mean, if you don't want to be seen during the daytime, turn it off. If you don't want to be recorded at that time, turn it off. It's as simple as that, guys. Anyways, let's jump right back to the video.
What I might do is strap a GoPro to his head, so when we do videos, we can strap a GoPro and watch him wander about.
That'd be
But
fun.
that's Milo. Hello, Milo. So anyway, right. This is. I won't put it up on screen. I could share the screen, but I don't want to because it's got details on there of people who obviously don't want to put their information on. So I'm going to read it, okay? And a little bit of the context, if you like. So let me just see where the best place is to start. Right, two people who claimed to be at the house with the roommates when the bodies were discovered quickly came to the surviving roommate's defense and wrote that the roommates woke up, went upstairs to the kitchen and noticed the sliding glass door was open, and it was during that time they discovered Ethan. I didn't say where he was found on that floor, but it was so horrific that both girls went into shock and ran out of the house. One of the roommates fainted, and the other was beyond hysterical and not making any sense. Their frantic actions while coming out of the house caught the attention of people walking past. The people responding on the victim's IG claimed to be two of those people. They implied that the roommate who fainted had already dialed 911, but was so distraught that she fainted before she could give any info that the dispatcher could understand. The info that the bystander who picked up the roommate's phone could give the 911 dispatcher was she just saw her friend run out of the house and faint. So that obviously clarifies why the call to 911 stated that someone was unconscious, not that someone, that was something that a lot of people had queried before.
So what happened was, it sounds like to me that one of them went upstairs to go to the bathroom, just like Harsh Reality said, and seen somebody that they went on to dial 911. So they couldn't actually get out what they were saying because of what they seen. I'm sure the scene was gruesome, guys. And so they run outside with their phone and they faint before the roommate actually gets to tell the person that's going to finish this conversation with the police station, this 911 call, what had happened. So therefore, they just said someone's unconscious. So I could see where that kind of get mixed up at in the news, in the media, and everything else, guys. So I mean, I could see that. Now that's cleared up, we know actually what happened. One fainted outside, the other one finished a phone call without seeing the crime scene. So there you guys go. Anyways, let's continue with the video.
So that's how the 911 call was made on the roommate's phone and by someone else, and why the call went out for an unconscious person. While that bystander was on the phone with 911, the other roommate was hysterically trying to explain that something was wrong with Ethan. By this point, several more people had stopped to see what was happening, and one or two of them went into the house to see if they could help him. There were multiple people in the yard at that time, and those people began contacting their friends that someone in the house was badly hurt. Someone called Ethan's brother Hunter to tell him something was wrong with his brother because he lived close to the house, and someone called one of the other victim's boyfriends as he was also Ethan's best friend. I didn't go into detail on if either of those boys had arrived before the paramedics did, but it did kind of sound like they did. They didn't go into detail on what kind of injuries Ethan suffered. They also didn't say if anyone went to check on the other roommates before the paramedics arrived, but
So, but what I'm not understanding either is I heard there was a bathroom in every bedroom throughout the house, including uh the first floor. But now that's not being clear, guys, so don't take my word for that. Always double check my word through someone else or through news media. I try to keep it as real as can be, but sometimes there's so much stuff out there, guys, where we throw something in and it changes within 30 seconds. So it sounds like to me they got the phone, they went upstairs, they saw someone out. The guy or the girl, whatever, whichever one it was, ran down the stairs to the first floor. The friend was there, seen him run outside. He fainted. The roommate that seen him faint finished a 911 call, said someone was unconscious. And then on top of that, guys, you have bystanders outside. Mind you, this is a college community. So you have them outside walking around, asking what happened, see who it is, see everything about it. And then did they come inside? Did they see this crime scene? What happened from there? So, in other words, what I'm saying here is everybody who's seen this crime scene, this is always be in their head, guys. That's the reason why we should always let the cops, the police, the FBI, special agents, whoever it may be, actually deal with the crime scene, and we just need to stay out of it. It's just like the school shooter that let the girl leave and told her to go home when she was underneath the desk, but she's seen everybody get killed, and she actually did leave. I mean, this happens every day. It is a sick world out there. There is sick people out there, and every day is proving that. And there's nothing we could do about it besides try to reach out to people by social media, by platforms, by be a voice for people because that's what we're here for. That's what I'm here for. Anyways, guys, let's continue with the video.
it's somewhat implied that someone had. The only details they gave about the scene itself was that it was incomprehensibly bloody. While those people were in the house checking on Ethan and possibly the other roommates, the paramedics arrived to a very chaotic scene, believing they were to assess an unconscious person outside, but they were redirected to go inside to help someone who was hurt very badly. So they walked into the house unaware that it was a crime scene and contaminated most of everything on the second floor. It doesn't sound like the roommates were roaming throughout the house carelessly contaminating everything, fully aware that their friends had been murdered. It sounds like the scene was contaminated by numerous people who were trying to help, unaware and unable to comprehend what they were looking at and that it was a crime scene. And they go on to say, my heart breaks for these two poor innocent young females. Not only have they experienced a trauma so brutal that it can't be changed, trauma so brutal that it can't not change who they are at their core, but they will have to live with the fear that someone might be coming for them. And they grieve of loss, 4 friends, plus a life that they once had that will never exist again. And if that wasn't traumatizing enough, they also get to live with millions of people publicly criticizing, persecuting, and incorrectly judging them for actions people assume they may or may not have taken. Some of the comments left on the IG pictures of the victims, especially the ones the survivors were tagged in, were beyond nasty, if not right down cruel. I don't understand how our society became so inhumane. It sounds like the two surviving roommates' behaviours were 100% appropriate for the situation they found themselves in. And I agree, like I said, this all alleged, but I think it explains a lot. I'm marking this as information rather than theory, because I'm not making a theory myself, I'm just
And this killer is being actually put in with Bundy style killing, guys. That's huge. I mean, we have a killer, and I don't believe this is first time killing, guys, or her first, whoever it may be. They said they think, pretty sure it's a guy, but the girls was not touched in any sexual way, nothing like that. But it goes on to say that, and this is from professors and everybody else says, whenever a killer uses a knife, the reason why he uses a knife because the thrust he uses means every thrust he uses means something to him. That's the reason why most killers have like 4 to 6 to whatever else it may be. But the last stabbing is the finishing stab, most generally. And it's like almost like it makes him feel he gets off on that last stab. So basically, they use that knife as a sexual tool every time he stabs. That's his sexual tool. That's the reason why these girls was not touched in that matter. I've actually talked to college professors, and that's what they've actually said about this too. So, I mean, there you go. I've actually consulted professionals about this, what the knife was actually used for, and what murderers, serial killers, or murderers use that knife for. And it is a sexual tool to them. So, anyways, guys, let's jump right back to the video.
Lying, relaying information given by the individuals who were there when the call was made. And look, that information, it answers a lot of questions. You know, one of the biggest questions that we had surrounding the call was the fact that, look, we asked who had made the call. If the call was made on the surviving girls' phones, but not by them, then who made it? Well, that kind of answers that, and it answers it fairly well. And I agree that it makes complete sense. It does make complete sense. Also, the scene, you know, it answers the question about why it was an unconscious person, and that was kind of that confusion over, hold on, why were they saying they were unconscious if there was blood everywhere? So that was referencing the girl who had found the scene. So I believe this is credible. I do genuinely believe it's credible. Let me know what you guys think. Once again, this was sent to me. I thank that person very much for sending me this.
I think it's very credible, guys. You have somebody who found a crime scene who was down the basement, first floor. Well, the first floor, I'm going to call it. The only reason why I do believe they was safe in the first floor is because of the numeric code in the front door. But it was gone and went on to say that people knew that numeric code. But then again, it's going on to say that the second floor balcony patio doors was unlocked too. I don't know, guys, but it goes on. That proves the reason why they said that someone was unconscious and not brutally stabbed. Because she seen him and she ran out the door and fainted, and then the friend finished a phone call for her without seeing the crime scene, guys. And then people flocked around the one who fainted, which thank God. Hopefully, someone was paramedics, maybe, and helped her out. And then, and then who went in the house from there? Because whoever went in this house, guys, is going to be scarred for life. It's a sad deal, guys. We deal with this all the time, and I will continue to press cameras and motion sensors in your home. You don't have to have cameras outside of your home, but put them inside of your home. Have one facing the inner entrance and an exit if you have 2 doors or whatever it may be. I mean, it's common sense. These girls could have had an alarm trip when they went to bed, and the alarm could have sounded and called the police, and police could have been there. These 4 people, 6 people. But who expects to be brutally stabbed, guys? They didn't expect it. Neither did their friends down on the first floor. They didn't even find them until 11 o'clock the following next day. So it's crazy, guys. But anyways, I'm going to jump out of here. Love yourself, like yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like, subscribe, channel. It's highly appreciated. Without further ado, guys, your boy Deuces. I'm out. Thank you, guys.